Hi everyone, it has been years since I have been recording a Flosstube video, but since I am a monogamous stitcher, I kind of just fell off of it, filming and recording my progress because I was like, oh goodness, this is boring. It's a 5-minute update every month. Because I'm only ever stitching on one thing at a time. It is a very important and exciting whip to me, and I made amazing progress since the last time you saw it, but then I kind of had the realization that, oh, I'll make the Flosstube portion, my cross stitch portion, and then I'll show off my crochet and my knitting and what I'm reading, and then sometimes my journal, because I do keep like a pop culture journal, more like I just like pick a theme every day and I write about that or what I'm thinking about or whatever it is. So yeah, that is kind of where I am. If you are new to this channel, I'm not surprised. Like I said, it's probably been 5 years since an update. If that, it might be 6. It fully might be 6 years since my last video, but I know it's been at least 5. I have moved back in with my parents, so I'm actually back in my childhood room. I am now working at a law firm, and I love my job. It has been amazing. I'm really into K-pop. I don't know if you can tell from all of my fun plushies and things. I went and saw Hadestown in February. Actually, I saw it on Super Bowl Sunday because I am a Bills fan, so I refuse to watch the Patriots in another Super Bowl. And my parents are huge Broncos fans. I'm also a Bronco fan, but I'm a Bills fan first and foremost. So we don't like the Seahawks. So I was like, I'm gonna go see Hadestown instead. So did that, and I got super back into sports. I graduated college since the last time you saw me. I have my degree in international economics and Russian language. I accidentally picked up a minor in history, which is crazy. I just took so many classes that my last semester before I graduated, my counselor emailed me and was like, hey, you only need one, I think it was Latin American or South American history class. Here's this Mexican history class, and then you can have a minor. And I was like, okay, because it was my senior year. I literally only had one last class that I had to take, but I had to get up to 15 hours, so I had to take 5 classes total. So I had 4 classes that I could just choose. I remember 3 of them. I don't remember the last one. Oh, I do remember. Was that time? Obviously I don't remember. I think I took it. Oh, now I don't remember. But that's been 3 years now, going on 4. We are, once it hits August, it will be, well, I guess December, it'll be 4 years since I graduated, which is crazy. But time flies as you get a little older. I have been cross-stitching since I was in high school. I think I was like a sophomore or a junior in high school, and I just needed something to do with my hands, and I picked up cross-stitching. I did a few kits, like DMC kits, and then I started getting into Etsy patterns, and then once COVID hit, I started getting really into Heaven and Earth designs, and that is where we will talk today about my Happily Ever After. It is by Amy Stewart, and I am almost 50% of the way through this. I am almost 50% of the way through this. The end is almost closer than the beginning, which is crazy. I did start this at the top left corner, or wait, no, top right corner. And there is the castle. I actually just finished this page right here today. So we have, and then the next page I'm going to work on is this one, because I'm kind of trying to do like a little stair step pattern. I did want to get all the way to one side to make sure that I had enough fabric. And I do. I remember being like, oh my god, what if I don't have enough fabric? I do. I also have anxiety. I don't know if you can tell. Generalized anxiety disorder, girlies, for the win. But my most recent 2 pages were from about here to here. So I'll show you those up close. I know that when this pattern first came out, it was huge, but a lot of people started on the upper left-hand corner. And I was like, well, I see that all the time. I want to start in the other corner so that I can see what the other corner looks like. And I'm really glad that I did, because look at that peacock. OMG. It's so gorgeous. We have a man, we have the princess, the tower. Oh, the tower. Oh, confetti stitching. But look how gorgeous it looks. And then I have had the horses in the blue wall done for so long. There is the princess hiding behind the knight. And then the ship. Oh, I love the ship. The ship and this building is so good. I remembered I was stitching this during very early days of COVID. Oh, doesn't it look just gorgeous? And then we have the mermaid. He has a little parrot. I don't know if you can see it, but he has a little parrot. Oh, that parrot. I remember vividly stitching that portion. I don't remember, actually I do remember just about everything of this, but there are some days that kind of like glomp together. But the day that I stitched that, I remember so vividly. This green book is beautiful. The red ribbon. Oh, it's so pretty. I think it's it's the ribbon bookmark. Oh, it's so gorgeous. This also right here, confetti hell. But, oh, it looks gorgeous. And then we get over and we have the two mages. We have the man and the woman, the two gargoyles, also confetti hell. Oh my God, the books. The gargoyles. Now, the book wasn't too bad. Have then the red, so pretty. And this is like 2 pages. So there's like the bottom page, which is here, and then another page. And then each of these sections, I think, is 4 pages total. I think I have going on 20 pages done, which is crazy. And then we get over to this like waterfall scene and the tower. Oh, the tower, I love it. And then we have this dragon scene over here. This dragon scene almost killed me because, okay, fun thing about me, I don't like the color yellow. I like the color yellow on other people, and I like the idea of the color yellow, but stitching with the color yellow, different. I don't like it. But, and when I was like up on it, hated how it looked. Oh, I was so upset about it. But I will say one thing that has really sped up my process is, so I've tried a million different ways of stitching how I want to handle this, because this is, I mean, there's like 300 colors in this thing. 300 might be an exaggeration, actually. Now that I say 300, I think it's 150. It's a lot of colors. Either way, I just knocked my little stitch keeper off. Oh no. But it is a lot of confetti. But it's super detailed and I love it. And this is not the Super Max Color version. This is just the regular full-size version. Amy Stewart has since come out with another one that's like the book genres bookcase, and I love that one. I don't know if that's the one I'm going to stitch next. I have a couple of Heaven and Earth patterns that I bought. I have the Four Seasons by, oh gosh, I can't remember her name, but I love that one. I really want to stitch that one. That one looks so pretty. And I want to stitch that one, but also I kind of love Amy Stewart and how they look, you know? And I like all of the different motifs, and it's never boring. Like, that's the one thing about Heaven and Earth designs, is that sometimes when it's one thing and it's just huge, I feel like I would get bored. Like, I'd get stuck in background for a year because there's 15 pages of background, which is gorgeous. And when you look at the whole piece, you need it. But when you're stitching it, it's a lot. But yes, I'm going to work up here, which is crazy. These stitches have been parked here. These were originally parked threads that I moved over and cut for probably 5 years. I say probably, but I know that it's been 5 years. Because originally when I started this, I was starting parking, and then I tried, I think I was doing all the color for the whole page, and then I was doing that for a long time. And then recently I have done starting in the lower left corner of the page. I'll pick that color. I'll do as much of it as is feasible. Like sometimes it'll be like, small confetti all over the place, and I don't want to miscount and mess up the whole square. Or mess up is, because frogging on this sort of fabric, I think this is a 32 Aida cloth, and it is the counted, like the pre-counted one. Oh, I can't remember the name of that. I should have looked it up. Again, I bought this 5 years ago. Maybe 6 years ago. It's 6 years ago because it was 2020 when I bought this. It was the summer of 2020. Yeah. So I think it's the counted Aida cloth, 32 count. Frogging this is not gonna happen. I've tried a couple of times. I am doing it with 1/1 full cross. I think my next one I'm gonna do 2/1 half stitches, half crosses. I think it'll just make it go faster. I did not know that was even an option when I first started this. That's like how I was into things, but I wasn't into things yet. And have I thought about just switching halfway through? Yes, but I did not, because I know that won't look good. You will notice. But yes, I'll show this off one more time because look how glorious it is. Just so pretty. And I am officially, like, I have it written down. Oh no, did I have my little notebook in here? I specifically wrote it down on my notebook so that I could know. I think I'm like 48.25% through 196,000 stitches. 196,000 stitches. This is what that looks like. But I feel like I have been flying, like 1 page every 2 or 3 weeks since I've started doing the follow the thread, but don't restart it, because I was doing that for a while where I was like picking a color and then I was doing that color all the way through the page. And I've just been picking one color, doing that thread, moving on to the next stitch. I think it has kept things interesting for me and not stopped me. And I haven't had to do like a bunch of counting, which, like, of course they're still counting. This is counted cross stitch, but it's not nearly as much as like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. It's more like, okay, here is this color that is very concentrated in this area. Do that, count a little bit, do that, count a little bit, do that. And then by the time I'm like a quarter of the way through the page, I'm barely counting anymore. I'm just kind of following. I do have this on Pattern Keeper on my Kindle Fire tablet. I don't even know if that's the meta anymore. I know that in 2020 and 2021, it sure was the meta. I think there's an app now. I think I tried, but it's on my phone and I like having access to my phone. So having it on my little Kindle Fire tablet, because I have a separate Kindle that I used to read that isn't a tablet, and I love it. I love it. I wouldn't do it any other way. And I am so excited to start this next page. I will probably start it while watching the Knicks Spurs game 5. Go Knicks. So by the time this is out, we may or may not know if there's a game 6. Hoping that there isn't one. Again, go Knicks, obviously. Knicks in 5. But my dad is going to be in New York City on a work trip on Wednesday. So I'm really hoping that they just win today and it's kind of cleared out by Wednesday. It will still be crazy, probably. It's still going to be hype in New York City because the World Cup is going on and it's a very busy summer in New York City. And it's the 250 of America. Like, there's just so much all the time. And also it's New York City, so there's always so much all the time. So imagine it's so much all the time. I do live in Kentucky, so we have busy weekends. Like, I live in a college town, so we have busy weekends. Nowhere close. Like, we have a horse event coming in October, and people are freaking out already. Like, there are parts of the city, like, I've got notifications like, you're not allowed here. I'm like, okay. So I'm actually leaving for Korea. I'm going to Korea in October, November, and I am leaving the day that event starts, specifically to hopefully not be here when that craziness is going on, because I love my town. It is not necessarily built the best for tourism. But yes, isn't it gorgeous? I'm so excited. I love it. Last time I showed you, I think I was at like 20%. So I've made some great progress. I will say there were whole years that I took off of cross stitch. I have had some shoulder hand issues, as well as the way that I was just cross stitching earlier just wasn't conducive. And also last April, someone, I'd been talking, oh yeah, I know how to crochet, and then someone asked me to teach them. Now, if you're a crocheter, you know there's a big difference between you knowing how to crochet and teaching someone how to crochet. So I basically, in a weekend, was like, okay, I've got to learn this, and I've got to learn how to teach this. So I got really into crocheting, and I love it. I still love crocheting. Right now, my love is with cross-stitching. That has been where all of my time has gone. But I am back to having some shoulder issues. I actually have some kinetic tape on right now because it is the only thing that has been helping my shoulder, is to like keep it wrapped while I'm doing literally anything other than like laying in the pool or on the couch, because it's just been hurting. I'm hoping that it's just like getting the muscle back from cross stitching a lot, because again, like I said, I took like a year off last year completely because I was crocheting. And my current crochet project, which is what I've been working on mainly at Stitch Group, I go to my church's Stitch Group, and it is, let's find the back, yes, it is this big old Granny Squares blanket. Oh, isn't she darling? So yes, here she is. She is big. I can actually see through the cross. So I am halfway through the squares needed for this one. This is what I usually crochet on while I am watching baseball specifically. And my team got knocked out 2 weeks ago now. So I have not been watching college baseball specifically. This is what I was watching while I was watching. This is what I was working on while I was watching college baseball. I love it. I have had multiple like, oh no, is that the right color choice moments, because so I am not following a pattern for this. I saw a picture on Pinterest of someone's blanket and I was like, I can remake that. I don't need a pattern for that. So it's basically a big granny square in the middle, granny squares on the outside, granny square in the middle, granny squares on the outside, and then I think it's like it's like 2 or 3 more rows of that. So yes, I'm gonna make it just so that it's big enough to be a little throw, and then it will go on my bed, because I've made a couple of blankets, but I am joining as I go because I spent probably 200 hours on a blanket, and then when I went to go start connecting it, I had made so many mistakes. It's impossible to connect. Like, it does not look good. And soul crushing. It would be like if I got to the end of that and realized I don't have enough fabric. Like, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? You just stop, I guess. At some point you're just like, okay, I guess this is the last page. And yeah, so I was like, no, as I make these projects from now on, we are connecting as we go. We are connecting as we go, and we're not doing any projects that's not possible. Like, if there's a project that I cannot connect as I go, I don't want it. I don't want it. So that is where we are. That is my current, like, on the go, which is crazy because this is not a very on the go crochet pattern at all. But I do enjoy working on it. It's a little too hot right now. It was my outdoor project as well during the spring when it was still a little chilly, but now it's too hot to work on this outside. So it's kind of on the back burner for now. But isn't it just darling? I love it. I really do love it. I keep getting a little worried about the colors, but I think it's really pretty. I think it really matches my personal aesthetic. And then the next row will be the navy. I will be doing the navy next, and then the purple and the dark pink. So that is where we are with that. Can you hear me? That is where we are with that. This is all just acrylic yarn. I think it's mostly the Michaels loops and threads. I've got the yarn in this bag. It is a Kentucky crafted bag. So yes, this was all just stash yarn that I had. I was gonna do a different project. The color that I picked for the main base of the project, I hated. It was like this like silky kind, and it's not silk. It had like the silky finish on it. So it's really soft, but it was impossible to work with. Oh my God, I hated working with it. I tried, I gave up. I can't do it. And I hated it because the idea of the blanket was really good, but I couldn't do it. The thesis of the blanket was there. The actual making of the blanket would have been like writing a thesis, and AKA I would have been happy with the outcome, pissed off at all the process. And I am a process crafter in general. I generally don't care about the product, as you can tell by my heaven and earth design. I'm not a big, like, I need to get a bunch of stuff done so I can finish them. I am definitely like, things will be good as I work on them. And then I'll get done and I'll spend the $300 it costs to get this framed. And then I'll work on the next one. And it'll go on my wall right there. I might take it to my office, but I'm probably gonna put it on my wall. And, or I might put it there. You can't see it, but I might put it there. I might put it in the living room. I don't know. I'm gonna put it somewhere, but yeah, it is gorgeous. So my knitting piece right now is I'm trying to get back into knitting. So knitting I want to do while I am catching up on like my K-pop variety shows or watching anime with my sister because she really likes anime, and I'm trying to reach out and get involved in her hobby. But I don't like dubbed anime, which is when they put English in place of the Japanese original. I don't like it. I always am like, okay, but that's not how it was said. So I think it's because I watched a few really bad dubs when I was like 12, when I first got into anime, when I first started watching it. And immediately I was like, okay, the Japanese actors are so much better. So I just haven't even tried. So I picked up knitting again, and I had started knitting a sweater. I hate how it looks. I have so many mistakes, and oh, it just bugs me so bad because it's like, do I keep working on it and just have this be like, oh, it's my first one, it's done? Or I go back and frog all of it, and now I have nothing that I've ever knitted. So I decided to work on my basics by picking up just a seed stitch little cat blanket. That's what I'm 40 stitches. As you can see, there are holes. But it's gotten much better. And since it's a little cat blanket, it's gonna have holes anyways because my cat has claws. So who cares if it has a couple of holes in it? But it's basically just the seed stitch with a fuzzy yarn that I bought from Michael's. So yes, it is my practice knitting piece, and you can tell there are some points where I forgot the pattern because I watched it. So I went to young adult group on Thursday. I had tried to start some socks. I got so angry and I was like, I'm never knitting again. And then I was like, no, that's silly. And while I was driving home from young adult group, I was like, okay, what can I do? And I was like, okay, I need to work on my knit, my purl. I need to work on that, and I need to get my tension down, and I need to just do something that's just that, and that's not a lot of like other things going on. So I was like, okay, let's knit a scarf. But then I was like, okay, I don't need any more scarves because I've crocheted myself like 3 scarves last winter. I crocheted myself 2 scarves, and then I crocheted 3 scarves, 1 for each of my family members. Then I was like, you know what Brew needs? You all haven't seen Brew in like 6 years. That's so sad. He is big now. He's very big. I think he was big then, but he is big. He's like 15 pounds. And there is a little bit of curling, but it's okay, you know? We'll block it. Yeah, this is what I mean. I forgot that it was, you didn't just restart every row. You very much like need to go to do the other thing. So that this one very specific part, there's ribbing and not seed stitch. But the rest of it is seed stitch because I realized it. Because I was like, the next day I was like, okay, I need to calm down and think. What did the video say? And then I remember what the video said. It's 2 rows, 2 starting pearls, 2 starting knit. Don't change willy wonky or you will get ribbing. So that is my knit. I'm like a third of the way through for the cat blanket for the top of his little cat tree. I might make another panel and make a little pillow for him. That is an option as well, but we will see. That's all my crafting. So if you were here just for my fiber arts, thank you for watching. I'm going to talk about the book that I'm reading right now, and then my goal for all of June. I'll be back at the beginning of July, and In July, I am going to start the hardest reading challenge I'll ever do. That is by QWERTY, and I will leave her channel in the description. But I love her. I adore her. And she does this for the past 2 years, so this is the 3rd year. The hardest reading challenge I'll ever do. I started a little late last year, and then I just like fell off of it because I'm like, I heard someone call themselves a reformed perfectionist, and that is who I am. Like, if I don't start something January 1st, it's never happening. Or I will get in my head that I need to make this up, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to make like all of these things up. And I'm working very hard on that. But also part of reforming is like letting things go and just being okay with letting it go. So that's what I did with last year's. I got like halfway through it too. And then like in 4 months, I got halfway through all of the prompts, all of the challenges. And then it hit me that it was like, you didn't start right. You're not on track. You won't measure up. You didn't do all the videos, da 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 da. Which is so silly. And we are working on it. We are really working on it. We're working on our perfectionist, our burnt out gifted kid mentality at 25. But right now, my current read is book 4 of the Tomes and Tea series by Rebecca Thorne. This one is An Alchemy and a Cup of Tea. This is a sapphic fantasy. Started cozy, getting a little less cozy. That's kind of why I've stalled a little bit with this one. The first book, peak, like 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. Well, probably 9.5 out of 10. And then the second one was like 9. And then the third one was, actually, I like the third one a lot. I like the third one a lot. That one was 10 out of 10. It was a marriage. They were getting married. And then this one has kind of lost a lot of the coziness of it, which makes me kind of sad because I love a cozy fantasy book. Because it's just something to get lost in and enjoy and just live a different life. And I really like that. And this one is just not really exactly that. And it does make me a little sad, but I only have like 100 pages left. I can knock this out in a day. I might take it with me to go sit out in the pool, but I'm probably gonna take my Kindle because I'm worried about getting this wet. If I take my Kindle, I'll just, whatever's on my Kindle, library, I'll read. But yes, I'm reading this. I'm not loving it, but the endings always do get me, so I need to just get to the end. And I do have my coffee, my little stamp card from my coffee place that I go to during the week, because I take this with me when I go. But that's where I am. I think if I were to just like give this an hour, I would probably, or an hour or 2 hours, I'd probably just finish it. So I need to just go on lunch and read this book. But that's where we are. I do have to have this finished so that I can start afresh with the hardest reading challenge I'll ever do. If you want to hear more about that, let me know. But this is primarily a fiber arts channel, so I'll probably be sticking to that because reading is such a like up and down with me. I get really into reading, like, and I love reading, and I read like 15 books in a month, and then I'll go a month with reading 1 or 2, and then, you know, I'll read my book club book and that'll be it. And then I'll go back and I'll read 20 books in a month, and then it'll be 2 months of nothing. So it's really, whereas my fiber arts, I'm crocheting or knitting or cross stitching every day. So that is that. If you all have any questions, please leave them down below. Tell me what you're working on. Have you been working on Happily Ever After? I know that 5 years ago, a lot of people were, but now not so much. So I don't know. I'm also constantly telling myself not to pick up more cross-stitch projects because I will then get obsessed with them, work on them, and then when I finish them, I will not come back to this. I'll just be done with crochet for like cross-stitch for like 2 months, which is just how my brain works. So right now I need to just focus on this because I know that I'll be able to get it done. But there are some things that it's like, I can make that into pixel art and crochet and cross-stitch that, and I love it. And then I'm like, I could do that. But knowing me, I would start it and then never finish it. Or I might finish it in like 3 years. So right now I'm like, you know what, you are gung-ho on this. There is no chance of that happening with this project. I would have to stitch every single day for 15 hours a day for a year to probably get done with this. 8 hours a day. If I put in a full shift on this every day for a year, I think I might be able to finish it. But that being said, before I ramble more, thank you for watching. Hopefully this is me coming back. And I hope you don't hate that I'm not just talking about cross stitch. I hope that you enjoy it, and like I said, if you have any questions, leave them down below. If you have any comments, leave them down below. If you have any suggestions on books to read, let me know. If you have any, oh, because I've been out of it, any new Flosstubers that you love, or should I check out, like, let me know if I should check out your channel. Like, I've been out of it for so long, I don't even know who's posting anymore. I'll be sad if I go look, and some of the people that I like used to watch religiously, like every week, I would be refreshing, and I know what day they posted. And I haven't kept up with them, so I should probably go look, but I'm not ready to be sad about it. Because what if they disappeared too? You disappeared? I don't think I was ever anyone's like, oh, weekly favorite. But what if? So I need to go look at that. But yes, leave me recommendations about literally anything. What TV are you watching? What movies are you watching? Did you see Backrooms? Did you see Obsession? I've seen both of those movies. What do you think of them? I liked Obsession more than I liked Backrooms. I loved Obsession. I'm a horror movie fanatic. But that is everything from me. If you like and subscribe, love you forever. And that is everything from me. I'm gonna go finish my Alani and get in the pool and read and cross stitch some more. Go Nyx. Nyx in 5.